Here are some of the changes in the new version of Evaluise 1.4.0. If you go in the Rubrics section and then click on the Forms tab and Manage Forms, then click on your form group and on a particular form. On the Form Details tab, you'll see there are now two options for teacher access. So there's the simple teacher access, which if you turn that on, that's going to give teachers the ability to view the form only. And then if you turn on the teacher edit, that will allow them to not only view but also fill out the form. On the Questions tab, the Form Duplication button now will duplicate and populate the new question right below the old question, as opposed to previously it would populate it at the end of the list. Another new option in the new 1.4.0 version of Evaluise is on the Question tab in the Forms area. You're now able to match your questions up with your components or level 2 for pairing. So you can set up, if you want a question to pair with certain level 1 or level 2 areas, and you would just check those off here. And then you can select if you want it to auto pair, which would mean every time the form is used it would automatically pair with these areas. If you leave auto pair unchecked, then each time that the form is used you would have to select whether or not you want it to pair with those items or not. Over in the Settings area on the Schools tab, you'll now be able to have groups within each school. So you could have any number of groups that you could add in to give permissions to users. And then over on the Users tab, if you click on a user, and this of course is in the admin account, you would be able to select whether or not you want the individual to have permission for the whole school, which you would check off the school, or if you just want them to have permission for a specific group or groups, you would check off those groups only in the user permission area. The other thing you can do is you can have multiple admins, so you could make more than one person an admin within Evaluise. Over on the Options tab, again on the Settings tab on your left, if you click on Options, there's a new option for locking teacher deletion. So this would lock the ability to delete teachers from individual users and only allow admins to do that deletion. So you could turn that on or off along with your standard edit and add. If you're locking editing, then you're automatically locking deletion. Over on the Options tab on the Rubrics section, you now have the option to use either average ratings on your results, so that would show you your averages for each domain for the rating levels. In order to activate that, you would turn off the point multipliers and turn on the averages, so you'd have like 3.5 domain 1, 2.1 domain 2, etc. And then if you want to do things with the point system where you just add up points, then you would turn on the show and calculate total points on results. You could go in and manage point multipliers, so if you have a multiplier for your various components, you could input that with the arrow buttons. Also on your student growth, when you set up your student growth assessments, you can set up your point multipliers in there as well, depending on which option you choose. In this new version, you'll also have the opportunity to choose whether or not you'd like to rate on components, which would be the default, and this is here in the general options of the options tab, or if you'd like to rate on domains. So you could rate on both, or you could rate on one or the other. Depending on the option you choose, it will also give you options to set up your component rules, so you can add your rules in to calculate based on components, or if you select domains, then you can select the drop down for domain ratings, and you'll be able to set rules to calculate domains and then overall ratings with the new version of Evaluwise. One other thing you'll see with Evaluwise in the 1.4.0 version is a slight change in some of the aesthetics with the layout. You'll see here you've got your wood and your brown colors, and then you'll also see on your observation summary your tabs look slightly different. So those are the main adjustments in 1.4.0, and there will be more specific videos detailing how each feature is used and set up.